Hi, today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite tools for Access development. But I have to warn you in advance, it's going to be a bit of an infomercial today. Hi, I'm Philip from codekabinett.com, and today I would like to introduce you to Find and Replace for Microsoft Access. And this is a commercial tool, and I am a co-owner of this product. So to make it crystal clear, if you decide to buy that product, I'm going to profit financially from that. I want to make that really clear before going on here. If you find that objectionable, then I understand, no worries. Please just stop watching and wait for the next video. I'm going to do lots of videos in the future without any commercial background. So that's perfectly fine for me. With that out of the way, I would like to talk about Find and Replace for Access. And this is a developer tool. And as you guess from the name, it searches through your Access database in the design time properties of objects like tables, queries, forms, and finds stuff you are looking for. It's not searching through data, just the designs of your database. And I think it can be best explained by looking at it while it's really working, and I'll show you how it's doing that. So this is just the bog standard Northwind database as it is distributed by Microsoft. I already installed our tools. It's in the Access ribbon in the ACC DevTools ribbon tab. And there are 3 buttons at the upper left corner. And the most important one is certainly the Find button. And I will just look for orders in here. And I hit the Find Next button, and then you will see a Find Result dialog that is pretty much like you would expect from most Office applications. It's a dialog that's showing the first result, and it's showing the object type where it found something, and that the name of that thing, and the element type and element name and the property name, and finally the property value that is matching your search. And in the above stuff that's displayed here, there seems to be a bit of redundancy, but if we look later at other search results, you will understand why that is the case, and that is only a redundancy for this particular match. So I can go on, find next, find next, find next, and it will display results for all matches one after the other. But I find that very tedious. I usually go for the find all option, and then it will not display a dialog, but just search through the database and fill up that result list that we see here. And that was flickering a bit because there are lots and lots of matches for that search term. And now we can scroll through this list, and let's stop here for a second. It even searches in macros. That's what other tools can't do easily. If we scroll in here, and what do we look at? Here is a tab page, and I just double click that, and then it will open up the form where the match is found, and you see the orange selection mark. It already has selected the orders page tab control, which was the match I clicked on. And I can also, the search result list will stay open in the background until you explicitly close it. I can also click on any module match, and then it will open up the source code exactly at that location where the match was found. So that is already quite nice, and now I would like to show you a feature that is new in the 1.1 version. So if you previously used Find and Replace, then you only know half of this feature. Let's assume we open up a form in Design View, and that form has an embedded subform in here, and then we fire up our Find dialog, and let's look for address. And now it's, oh, I made a mistake here. I can just cancel this. I made a mistake because I wanted to show you the search in active objects. By default, it searched in the whole database, but that takes some time and it will probably find lots of results you're not interested in right now. I want to show you what happens if I select active objects and then say find all. And now there are less results, and that are only results that are in this form that's open in the background and all its subforms. That's an important bit. The previous version of Find and Replace was just searching the top level items, but now we also search through subforms. And that is super, super useful if you look at a form and there is a reference in the main form to the subform and then a subform back to the main form for any control names or whatever. And that is something you usually want to look as one big unit. And with the search in active objects, this is now possible. Very, very useful here. So, and it's possible to narrow down the search even more. If I search for customer here and I click on that button here, this opens the custom settings dialog. And let's assume I want just look at all types of queries in here. Oh, we should have the forms enabled. I can say I ignore modules, I ignore macros, I ignore the queries because I just want to look at form stuff. I even disable the reports. And now I go through to the properties and select only the combo box property and the list box, not property, control. And I scroll down and I want to search the form itself. And now I can go over here to all these properties, and then here I can disable or enable all with just one click, and I disable then and scroll over here, and I just want to search in the record source and row source. That's something that I frequently do if I'm looking for stuff that is in select statements behind list boxes, combo boxes and stuff. And I can also say, yeah, I want to save these settings. Search record source plus row source. I can just go ahead and save this. And then I can just close this and go away, and then later I say, oh, that search I did earlier, I want to run this search. I can just select it down here, and immediately all the settings up here will be set back to the way I had them previously. Where is it? Here, that's the record source and row source thingies are selected, and that's it. And now I go back here, and now the custom is look in, and then I say I want to look for customer, and I say find all, and now it's searching through all the database, and it's only finding stuff in those properties. These are the record source properties, row source properties. So this is all that's found. And this one, the name property, I said I want to search the form itself, so it includes the name property here. But mainly these are the stuff I was looking for. So it's called find and replace for a reason. So just imagine you get a call from your boss who's ringing the phone and says, oh dear Mr. Developer, yeah, I love your database very much, but you have that report with the top 10 sales that are displayed, and I want that to be the top 20 sales. Please change that ASAP. Okay, boss. So that is an easiest thing to do. This is the query here. We open that in design view because we just some stuff we need doing by ourselves. And now we go here, and I kind of messed up because I already changed that to 20 earlier when doing a demo. But usually I would go in here and type a 20 and save the query. That's not really the big deal I wanted to show you. Now this query shows the top 20 sales by the sales amount. So we already did what the boss wanted, but there is a bit of a problem left here. The name still says, oh, there's something wrong with my pointer on the screen. I'm drawing bullshit. It's still top 10 queries by name. Here it is. And that is obviously a bad thing. And now we can just fire up our find and replace tool, and we can switch easily to replace mode by that link down here. So we are searching for top 10 and we replace that with top 20. And yeah, we want to do that in the whole database. Or maybe we just go and be on the safe side and do the find first. And then we see, okay, there are a couple of objects affected. It's a query and a report, and that report is a label and the name of the object and stuff. Yeah, okay, then we should go ahead and replace that. And I switch back to the replace mode. And now we just replace them all. And I need to confirm that because that can create a bit of a mess if you are not careful what you are replacing. And now I close this, and you see it here already. It's now the top 20 orders. And I go to my report, which is now also top 20 biggest orders. And I can open that report right away, and the caption of the report and that big caption bar all is changed in an instant. And it works even though I changed the query name of the report, which usually would break it. Even though I changed that, it still works because it was changed everywhere. So another thing our boss wants. Let's assume our fellow employees complained about the notes field in the customer table. And they say, yeah, it's a notes field, but we are not really sure, we are confused. Are that notes that the customer is going to see, or are that just our internal notes? So you as a developer say, yeah, that is easy to solve. We just rename this field to internal notes. So problem fixed. But there are lots of dependencies to that field. So I'm going to close the table without saving this change. Before I do that, I rather go here and fire up find and replace and say I rather be on the safe side, and I search for the term notes in the database. And oh, you see, there are a few notes in here, and it's not just in the customer table, but there's also a notes field in the employees table, in the orders table, purchase orders, and so on. So that could be a bit of a problem just going in there with a brute force find and replace. But we have you covered. If I scroll through that list, I see, okay, here's a customer list. That's something where I want to replace that. Here's customer details. There I want to replace it too. And of course, I want to replace it in the customers table. And what I can do now, and this is also a new feature in the 1.1 release, I can say, yeah, I want to filter down that list to the term customer. Should contain customer. And now I have filtered my result list. You can do that very easily. There are also other filters where you can just select it here right away. I don't do that. I just filter for contains the term customer. because I had to do that not for customers, but for customer, because it's singular in customer details. And now I can use this function. This is really powerful. Replace all in the result list. This brings up this dialog, and now I say, yeah, I replaced that with internal notes to make it quite clear that these are not displayed to the customer. And I say replace all, and it says already it replaced it. That was the original found value in this column here, and it was replaced with internal notes. And that's basically it. And if I search again now for notes, in general, you see it was only replaced in the customer related objects, but not in the employee table or orders table or anywhere else. And if I now fire up the customer details form, where is it? Here we go. And I can enter stuff here into the notes field, and it all works right away. However, you might notice this this label here now has a little problem, because we replaced the text, but obviously find and replace cannot know if the size of the label needs to be extended to display the text. But that's something you can easily fix yourself, because you can look for the results and then replace, not replace, then adjust control sizes and other stuff that needs to be adjusted that cannot be done automatically. So this is basically what find and replace does, and it is super useful for me, particularly when I'm working on new projects that I don't really know before, but that clients have, new clients already had, and come to me and say, we have this huge database and the person maintaining it, we are not happy with them, or they don't want to maintain it anymore, or the employee left the company, can you take over? And then I'm so lucky to have find and replace to get this thing analyzed and to find stuff quickly in all the database. So if you want to buy that, you can go to our Access DevTools website. It's accessdevtools.com. And this is the website. Just scroll down to the find and replace product. And here's a description. The price is, let's switch that to United States dollars. The price is $50 US. And if it's displaying 58 because it's adding tax for me, because I'm in Germany and we have to tax people in Germany and people in the EU. But if you're buying from the US, make sure you select the correct country when ordering, then the tax will not matter to you and you will get it for $50 US. So, but I don't expect that you want to buy it right away. You can download a free trial version, and that trial version is fully functional for 30 days. But I have to draw your attention to a tiny problem. I used the Microsoft Edge browser here, and it displays this warning here. And if we go here and say we want to keep this file anyway, then it also shows the problem with that. And it's not really that the Edge browser or Windows Smart Screen, which is behind that, said this is dangerous. It just says this app is not commonly downloaded. They don't know enough about that. So that is the reason for that warning. And the file is already digitally signed. You see my data in here in the publisher information. So that's not a real warning about a danger, but it's just warning you, we don't know this file enough. And that is a bit of a problem of small software vendors that are not big companies. They can't get certified in a way to make this go away. It will go away once more people downloaded it, but that can take some time. So for now, you need to click that show more button and say keep the file anywhere, then it will download and you can install it. And if you install it, we'll probably ask you again for, do you really want to install it? Because we don't know much about this file, but it has my name on it. It's digitally signed, so yeah, it's the best that we can currently do for making this an authentic download. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you have got questions, you can always write into the comments. You can send me an email and whatever. And if you need the download link, I will put that into the description down there. Yeah, that's basically it. So thank you very much for watching, and bye bye until the next time.